both have the same goal in life. The happiness of man.
Of course, happiness. You're an actor, weren't you? Your assurance, your serenity, your confidence. Are you acting? There is not a lot to be happy about in this world. And don't give me any of that faith talk.
I didn't mention faith. I was asking you to consider happiness.
Faith is superstitious madness.
Madness which comes from God is so much more beautiful than wisdom of human origin. That's not from the Bible, it's Plato, as you well know, the founder of reason and politics in the West.
We've said all there is to say. You get half of your seminary back. You have my word. You may leave now. Is there something else?
Nova Huta. The 120,000 people living there are waiting for a church to be built.
Nova Huta is a new city in the new Poland, created for the new man. A man who doesn't need God anymore. And you want to build a church there?
As bishop, I have the right to carry this with me. I'm not allowed to hand it around, but please don't have me arrested if I give it to you as a present. That's the Gospel according to Matthew. You might want to read the Sermon on the Mount, chapter 5. There's material for your intelligence and for your sensitivity. Who amongst you will give a stone to the son who asks for bread? Good day.
You entered the devil's house, and you negotiated with him. We do not negotiate with the Communist Party. We do not set foot in their headquarters. And if you have anything to discuss with the political authorities, you must do so with the consent of the man who is, until proven otherwise, the primate of Poland and your immediate superior.
You're right, Eminence. I should have asked you first. I didn't mean any disrespect. I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
Good. In any case, you managed to get us half a seminary. Is that right? The man you dealt with would line us all up against the wall given the occasion. And you got us half a seminary. Congratulations. How did you manage to do that?
Would you bless me, Father?
Karol, I know you're now in Rome. I'm writing with the news that our family has been blessed with the arrival of little Jan.
Mr. Kowalski, if you have a second.
Sure. But destiny was lying in wait, ready to strike us at the very moment we were most vulnerable.
Have a seat. I knew there was something wrong. Your wife was having breathing problems and repeated attacks of coughing during and after delivery. So I ran some tests, but I wasn't expecting this. That shadow on the right lung, unfortunately, is a tumor that has developed metastases. I'm sorry.
How long?
3 or 4 months.
We have faith, of course. But when God abandons you, it's difficult. It's atrocious, Karol. I write through tears because I'm alone. When she's present, I smile. I've decided to tell her nothing, so she can have peace of mind for the time that's left. I'll keep the anguish and pain within me.
The opening of the first session of the Council is crowned by the placement of the Holy Gospel. As in 20 preceding ecumenical councils, it shall take the place of honor, followed by the ensuing working sessions.
Man is a unique being. He lives in the material world, but harbors deep spiritual surges. He's a mystery to himself and to others. Now the Church grows less and less efficient. The Church can no longer show itself to the world draped in the archaic Western culture. We mustn't be standing over the world, lecturing it and asking for obedience. Now the Church has to walk with the world. Men are looking for the truth. We must find solutions to the difficult problems of life with them. We must face the despair of human existence in these times of ours. With this in mind, the layman has to be in the center of church life. I denounce every form of clerical mentality as an error.
Yes, in the new neighborhood of Navajuta.
But that's a working-class neighborhood. You're a teacher. Why do you want to go and live there?
Because the government won't let them build a church there.
You're right. That's a great reason.
You wretch. In my free time between classes, I can go and visit families. The farmers have been forced to become workers, to live in beehive apartments. And their habits, their traditions have been totally ignored. These families are falling apart. There is drunkenness, women and children being battered. There's so much bitterness.
You're too beautiful to have that sad look in your eyes.
You love me at least half as much as I love you. Adam.
Yes,
Did you hear what I asked you?
of course I did.
And?
The sweet love of a woman overcomes all. I don't remember who wrote that, but wait till it says it too. Here we are. 3rd floor, door on the right.
But where are you going?
I completely forgot. I have to see someone. Someone can help me to get a job at the university. There's some tea. Put the kettle on. I'll be right back. 3rd floor, door on the right. I've listened to thousands of confessions. And I got a pretty depressing picture of human despair. I have to tell you, Wojtyła Stamina is scary. He helps people, encourages them, talks and talks. But there's not one word you could use against him. Please, let me do something more useful.
Negative. You're part of his group and you're going to keep on watching him. Adam! Did Wojtyła get to you? Or was it that Catholic girl's nice ass? I know that the worker element in Navajuta is involved in subversive activities. And I'm convinced that Wojtyła is with them. So they better watch out if that project fails.
Hey, Derek. You stand guard. We don't want them coming by for control. Okay. St. Paul says, I rejoice in infirmities, in insults, in needs, in persecutions, in suffering. For when I am weak, that is when I am strong.
They converted you, Novak?
Never. But it is a truth, like the man who told me these words claimed.
St. Paul?
Wojtyła.
A bishop?
And a miner.
Long live our socialist homeland!
Corte!
A well-timed heart attack eliminated the Archbishop of Krakow. The list of candidates signed by Wyszynski.
I turned them all down. Nothing but a bunch of fanatical anti-Marxists.
Do you want me to give you a name?
We already have the name. A name that Wyszynski didn't put on the list. Wojtyła.
You're making a mistake. Wojtyła must be stopped.
I have been informed that the man obsesses you. Where is the problem?
That man has an inner strength that no other priest in Poland has, including Wyszynski. A strength capable of drawing the end to him and working against him.
A man who talks about prayer and love? Wojtyła isn't involved in any anti-government activities, and he lacks organizational and leadership skills. And then tradition dictates that Krakow's archbishop be a nobleman, and we are backing a proletarian.
Wojtyła is our real enemy.
Our enemy is Wyszynski. He's the patriot, the union activist, the symbol for the masses. We must support Wojtyła against Wyszynski.
You're making a tragic error. The government authorizes Wojtyła's name.
That name wasn't on my list.
I know.
We agreed that the government could approve, but not impose.
This is what the government has decided. I don't agree with the government either, if that's any consolation to you. The real issue here is just between you and me. Let's say Wojtyła wasn't on your list because either you didn't want him or you wanted him, and now this was just a way of getting him nominated.
Where do I sign?
Lord, you who challenges man so that man can find the strength to challenge fate. Help me to be able to take action. Help me to relive the cross every day. Help me to walk along a path that wasn't mine. Help me to deal with politicians. Help me to help all those who need it.
Are you asleep? What are you dreaming about? I feel sorry for you. I really do. You're fooling yourself. If you think you're happy, you're fooling yourself if you think that a God who doesn't exist cares about the world. You're fooling yourself if you think that I can love you. You want to marry me. You want children. I will never do that. And I will never be more lonely.
How did you get in?
You should keep your door closed.
I'm not afraid.